So in this video, I wanted to really briefly talk about this pen body. It's called the Pilot Hi-Tech C Kaleido, and this is the two-color version. This one has been made for a very long time. This pen body might be 10 years old. It's hard to say. I've had this one for a long time. I've had multiple versions of this two-color. In the past, they've sold it in two-color or three-color or four-color. I think there's a 5 too. I've always really preferred the two, and they may not make this anymore. It's gotten very hard to find. I think it was briefly sold in like a blue or a black. Those are essentially impossible to find. So I try to pick them up when I see them, and this pen body sells for about $2. The refills inside are about maybe $1 each. They're pretty affordable, and they're part of that Hi-Tech C line. So you're getting a really high quality gel ink with a needle tip. I just want to briefly talk about how great this pen body is. Has some old school ribbed knurling, which I really like. It's all hard plastic. It comes apart in the middle. There's no frills, there's nothing on it. There's no rubber, there's no grip. It's nothing, it's just hard plastic. But when you tighten it down, it always stays tight. Has a plastic clip that is completely fine. It's sufficient. Pretty clean looking logo there. Everything's held in place with this fun little cap. You want to avoid playing with this because you don't want to wear it out. And using that, you could take out the refill. And this whole thing is technically the refill because this is what you would get if you bought another one. But this little tab comes off, and that opens up the door of possibilities to a number of different refills, which we'll get into in a second. This is the standard refill. It is, I don't even know the model number. Looks like it's the LHKRF-10 maybe. Anyway, it comes in a 0.5 millimeter, which you could see right here. I might have swapped this out. Maybe this is a 0.4 millimeter, but there's a number of colors available. And even though they don't make this pen body so much, the refills are still available. So they will fit the 4 and 5 color, which are definitely easy to find today. Has this cool little thing where this spring, it's a really long spring, that is built into the body, and it doesn't come out. But when you slide this in, this tube goes in there, but then you need to catch these little rails right over here, and this sort of goes in, and if you put it in like this, see, it pops in place, and now the slider is on the rails, and it can't pop out because of that cap. It's a very subtle little action, but I find that works really well, and it's very satisfying to use. Basically, doesn't go down, and right there, you could see this little triangle piece that pops in place and essentially puts it on rails, and now it could slide in and out. Without that back piece, it sort of shoots off. That's why you want to do that. And you could change the color of the refill. Obviously, you would just change the refill and change these little tabs here, and they come with the refill. By pressing one button down, it presses the other one down. So this action is obviously going to upset your coworkers or anyone around you, but it is incredibly satisfying and just fun to do. I've been doing this action for, 10 years, 15 years with this pen or ones like it, and it never stops being fun. And one of the best things about this pen, just getting into the refills, is the standard refills are quite good. This one's very old, and we'll replace it in a minute, but it's a very good Kaleido refill. It's been around forever. It's a gel. This is a 0.5 millimeter. It's a needle tip. And I think the Hi-Tech C is essentially more or less unimpeachable. It's just a great pen. It's been around for a very long time, and it still is very good years and years later. You can swap it out. You could see in this one, in the green side, I don't have a needle tip. In fact, you can probably tell it's quite wide. That is a 1.0 millimeter refill. It's a ballpoint, so a hybrid, whatever you want to call it, not a gel. Conical tip, not a needle tip. So what I discovered at some point was that you can get this refill. This is the Uni Style Fit. Style Fit is basically Uni's equivalent to the Hi-Tech C. It's like a lesser type of Hi-Tech C, but it uses the Jetstream ink, and the Jetstream does sell a 1.0 millimeter refill. So I'm able to get this really great pen body and put in this refill. You could see, you could probably just make it out. That's an SXR-89-10. That's this refill right here, SXR-89-10. And you can put it into your Hi-Tech C, which is really cool. You just have to save the little tab thing here from whatever the previous refill is. I didn't have two blues, so I just used the green. And this refill, if you haven't seen it before, comes in this really cool tube. You pull it out, and this is just a hard plastic tube. It's not really too much else to do with it. And now you have the refill sort of protected in here. You pull it out, there's the refill. And now you can see it's just a hair too long. So all you have to do to get that refill in there, once the diameter is correct relative to the standard Hi-Tech C refill, you just have to cut off that, whatever that is, 4 or 5 millimeters, 3/8 of an inch, something like that. You just cut off that little section, pop this piece in there, and you're good to go. Now your Hi-Tech C body, and this will work with any of the Hi-Tech C bodies, it doesn't have to be the 2-color, but now your Hi-Tech C body has a Jetstream 1.0 millimeter refill in it, which, again, no matter how much you like, the Hi-Tech C Kaleido refills, the Jetstream 1.0 is classic. Even in this SXR-89, which is the thin body version of that, I really do like these a lot, and I would definitely recommend them. This SXR-89 is actually a very versatile refill, and it'll fit in a whole lot of pens where maybe you like the pen body, but you want to upgrade the ink. You should try this one. It's a good one to have lying around. In case you want to go with the standard refill, it looks like this. I think this one's probably like a limited edition Hello Kitty one, but you see it's 0.4 millimeter, and Hi-Tech C Kaleido. It does have the little Hello Kitty tab, which is actually a little sharp. It's kind of a downgrade from the standard one, but I'm sure it has some appeal to some subset of users. Anyway, so here's the operation. You would get your new refill. You remove your little tip there, and let's keep the SXR-89 refill. We'll pull out the blue one since this one is no longer writing at the quality it was. We'll pop this in place. It'll slide in, and now we've upgraded to a new refill. This one, again, it has a weird little tab here. I've never used the one before. I think I accidentally bought the Hi-Tech C Hello Kitty version, but the point is these refills are still available, and now we have high quality red refill in there. Say you don't like the Hello Kitty little tab here. I actually don't like it. It's a little bit sharp. You just pop it out, you pull this out of there, get your blue, swap, pop that in, and now we have the new refill, which is red, with the old tab. It's not really a big deal to me that this is blue and this is green, when in fact this is red and this is blue, but if that bothers you, it's easy enough to switch those out. So yeah, that's the Hi-Tech C Kaleido 2-color, which is just a fantastic pen body. I think that's really what I wanted to get across here, if that's not clear. The fact that you can then either buy new refills, which they still make, Hello Kitty and otherwise, or you could upgrade to the Jetstream 1.0 millimeter in that same body, makes this one of just like the all-time favorite pens, and something I just use all the time and have used for years now, and I still really like. So definitely recommend it if you could pick some of these up. If you can't find it, then you can buy the 3-color or the 4-color or the 5-color. The problem is just they get thicker and they lose some of the really nice subtle design here. Like they don't have the ribbed knurling here. They lose some of this where it transitions from the rib to an octagonal design, and they don't always have this really cool crystal. Sometimes they move to colors or they have some built-in rubber. And for me, it just kind of loses that old school appeal. But I definitely recommend the 2-color. They're all good, but 2-color is my favorite. So yeah, quick dive into the classic Hi-Tech C Kaleido. Thanks for watching.